if you bring it in for handball, which is now what they're asking for, having already asked for it to be for the goal line as well, the week after that, one of the managers is going to want it for offside, and then they're going to want it for, did he dive in the penalty area? And my fear is that you'd be stopping the game every 3 or 4 minutes if you open it up to those kind of incidents. I don't see anybody getting past Chelsea this season. Having said that, of course, there are various ramifications about the African Nations Cup where they lose 3 or 4 players. And I would never, ever underestimate Manchester United because they've been down this road so often before. I certainly don't think Liverpool can win it now, and I'm starting to doubt Arsenal a little bit after their defeat at Sunderland. He's certainly scoring more goals than Emil Heskey. And I think now that he's back playing for Spurs, I think the important thing for Defoe now is to get into the Tottenham team every week. And that isn't necessarily the straightforward thing it should be, because of course they've also got Cruyff and Cruyff, goodness me, that was a bit of a faux pas. I'm thinking of the DVD when I say that. They've also got Peter Crouch, they've got Pavlyuchenko, they've got Robbie Keane, who was also, by the way, one of his goals is on there, playing for Ireland. I think really Defoe has now staked his claim, yeah, definitely. You always need a bit of luck with the World Cup because you can see England players at the moment who've fallen down like flies recently with injuries. You know, David James, Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, they've all been injured recently, and you don't want that to happen on the eve of the World Cup. So, I mean, I think, you know, we've got to keep our fingers crossed for fitness at the end of the season, but if he was to go there with a fully fledged squad, then I'd give Capello a real chance.
Well, that's not the way I see it.
When I first saw Paul Gascoigne playing for Newcastle, I thought here was a real fantastic talent, you know, which of course he later went on to prove with Tottenham and with England, and sadly, of course, his career didn't really reach the heights that it might have done, and it tailed away a bit. But for sheer instinct and genius on the ball, of all the English-born players who I've commentated on, I would say that Gazza would come, well, I think I'd put him top, yeah. Well, more than I care to name, really. I mean, I've gone through about 12 or 14, simply because they wear out, they get dirty, they get oil on them while I'm climbing up to the commentary position. So at the moment I've got 2 on the go, and one of them will only definitely last the rest of this season, so I'll be looking for a new one in the summer.
What a ripping little solo.
We can't do it. Everybody's asked us this and we just can't advertise, no. Otherwise we've got to do it for everybody and I'm not allowed to. That's BBC rules, I'm afraid.
It's in, it's there, brilliant. We've got some funky stuff in the house.
I'm not allowed to.
It's there, it's in.
Everybody's asked us this and we just can't advertise.
It's the fattest bottom end I've ever heard.
I'm not allowed to. That's BBC rules, I'm afraid.
Score from there.
Well, that's not the way I see it.
Thierry.
The final whistle's gone.